Okay, part one, I talked about the paint, the California Duster, and my different methods for taking care of the paint. Now let's go down, we're going to talk about the tires, the wheels, and the wheel wells. And to repeat myself, just so there's understanding, I get paid a little commission whenever you guys buy a product through AutoGeek from one of my websites. There's always going to be a link in the description box. That's how you help me produce more of these videos. I could be detailing a car right now and making money. Instead, I'm producing this video to help you guys learn professional tips and tricks that I actually use professionally in your own world, whether it's your own car or a customer's car. So always look in the description box. If you go to my website, any of those links will open up another window. It'll take you to AutoGeek. As long as you access AutoGeek through my website, I will get paid a commission. It's small, but it helps. It's 7%. That means 7 cents for every dollar. It's little, I know, but every little bit helps. So that's my little disclaimer and sidebar. Now, wheels and tires. I'm going to pull you in because if you watch the first part of this video, I do not use water. But with every rule, there's exceptions to the rule. Now, if you look inside my wheel wells, I like them black and I like them shiny. Well, this wheel well is black, but it's dirty. And you see all the splatter from the, just driving on the road, from the gutters being wet, whatever. My wheels, they may look shiny and chrome, and they are, but they're also very dirty. And I'm going to wipe this with the microfiber, and you can see the difference between here and there. So there's a healthy layer of dust. And yes, you can debate all day long, does that scratch? Oh, did Darren just scratch his wheel? Okay. No, I didn't, but if you want to think I did, that's fine. Now, once again, appropriate response. So this wheel, because it literally has been a month since I have detailed this wheel, because life has just gotten that hectic, this would be the point where I would debate as to whether I'm going to just wipe the wheel down with the wet microfiber that's got a thick nap to it, or am I going to actually get it wet with my Meguiar's wheel brightener. And the same goes with the sidewall. So I'm going to show you two ways. The first way will be what I call the dry method, and it will certainly be the easiest of the methods because there's no water involved. The second you get water involved means that now you have the possibility of drips. So let me zoom in a little bit here. So I've got my Meguiar Super Degreaser. This is what I use on the wheel wells. Okay, so I'm not going to address that right now. So the tires, I can literally just spray like this. This is my tire scrubber, and I use a water-based dressing, which is hyper dressing, and I can literally just wipe it like this. Okay. Now that's clean. The Super Degreaser does not leave a residue that I have to concern myself with. Now I can literally just dress this tire. Before I would dress it, I would need to finish the wheel, because as I spray this, obviously I'm going to get some overspray on the wheel. So it's all about the proper order. So that's how I could do it totally dry, even though I'm still at a level using some level of water, but the water is contained in this damp microfiber. So I could just sit here and wipe this wheel clean. This has disc brakes, and if you know anything about brakes versus drum brakes, and most cars will have disc brakes, they throw a lot more brake dust than drum brakes. So this is partially dirt, this is partially brake dust, but that's why I pick a thick nap microfiber to wipe this clean first. So that's one method. So I go with the tire, now I go with the wheel. Now at this point, now I'm going to finish the wheel with some It's up to you. I personally just use window cleaner and another microfiber cloth, make it perfect. Then I dress the tire with my hyper dressing. I do not dilute it down. I use it straight from the bottle, full concentrate, because I like a healthy shine. I've got a whole video on dressing tires. You can watch that. It's very comprehensive. So, but what do we do about this dirty wheel well? Well, that's up to you. If you really want to keep it simple, I can just spray this degreaser. This is where one of the few times I would use these terry cloth towels, because they truly are disposable. And I'm going to reach inside here and wipe the wheel well. See all that dirt? That's a combination of dirt and dressing. So now I still have, let's see if it's showing up. Let me, maybe I can zoom in a little tighter. I just got my microfiber wet. I hosed it out and I wrung it out, so it's not dripping. Can I still wring a little bit of water? Yes, if I squeeze really hard, and that's what I want, is it just damp but not dripping wet. So this is where I can just wipe down the wheel well lips carefully. Once again, I'm not trying to grind the dirt in. I'm just trying to lift it off of the wheel well. The wheel well lip in this case. Now I'm not going to use this on the inside of that, because that really does get dirty. So this is how you could do it completely dry. At this point, the order I would go in would be, before I even touch the paint, by the way, even though that was part one, if I'm going to do it completely dry, I would spray dressing, or I'm sorry, I would spray the degreaser on the tire, take care of the tire. Then I'd spray degreaser in the wheel well, take care of the wheel well. Then I would take care of the wheel well lip, like I just did. Then, because I got overspray from the super degreaser on the wheel, and it still has brake dust and dirt and overspray on it, then I would wipe it with the wet microfiber. Then I would redress my wheel well so it's nice and shiny and black. And I want to dress it because there's going to be overspray that floats all over. I want to do that first before I touch the paint. So that would be the next step. Then I would finish the wheel with some window cleaner to perfection. Then, actually before I do that, then I would go to the paint. And then that's where I would either pick the California Duster or the wet microfiber, followed with the Meguiar's Ultimate Quick Wax. I would get the paint perfect, finish that. The wheel well has already been cleaned and dressed. The tire has already been cleaned. The wheel has been cleaned and finished to perfection. So I go from here to there, to the wheel well lips, to here as far as cleaning. Then I dress the wheel well because I don't want overspray getting on the paint. Then I move up to the paint and I finish that to perfection. The very last thing I do is I dress this tire, and that's how I clean my car without any water other than a wet microfiber. Now the only thing that would literally be left at that point is the windows, which you can just use a regular window cleaner. I actually have a video on cleaning windows. Okay, so that's the one method, the completely waterless, even though it's really not completely waterless. It's just I'm not breaking out the hose and saturating it. Okay, this is part two. I'm going to go with the part three.